In this episode, we talk about two teenage girls who were found dead in Uttar Pradesh's Farrukhabad. We also talk about the Paris Paralympics. But first, we talk about the Kolkata doctor rape and murder case. Hi, I am Niharika Nanda and you are listening to Three Things, the Indian Express news show. The 9th August case of a female junior doctor being raped and murdered at Kolkata's Arjikar Medical College and Hospital has left the entire country shocked and enraged. The Central Bureau of Investigation is now investigating the case, and the prime accused Sanjay Roy has been sent in a 14-day judicial custody and is lodged at Kolkata's Presidency Central Jail. The incident has led to massive protests in Kolkata and across the country, and members of the medical fraternity are demanding justice and a safe working environment. To learn more about the case and the updates in the investigation, we have Indian Express's Sweety Kumari joining us. Sweety, can you tell us what have been the recent updates as far as the CBI's investigation is concerned?
It's more than 20 days that the incident took place, and after Central Bureau of Investigation took the case from police, they were handed over all the documents, all the initial reports, whatever Kolkata police had, and subsequently they also took the custody of Sanjay Roy. So now Sanjay Roy, the prime suspect, is lodged in Presidency Jail. Last time when he was produced in Shalda court, he was sent on judicial custody for 14 days. A Central Bureau of Investigation since then have questioned a dozen of people, including former principal of Arjikar Medical Hospital, Sandeep Ghosh, assistant superintendent of the hospital, the former MSVP of the hospital, which is Sanjay Vashisht. Central agency has also questioned close people and people who worked closely with the former principal of the hospital, Sandeep Ghosh. So there have been questioning going on, and for more than 100 hours, Sandeep Ghosh has been questioned by the central agency. Central agency has also conducted polygraph tests on several people. Also, I would like to mention that everyone who was on duty on that night, on the night of August 8 and 9, all those people, the nurses, the staff, the people who were there, the police outpost, everyone has been questioned by CBI. So because this is a very sensitive case, Central Bureau of Investigation does not want to leave any loopholes before they file the charge sheet. So despite the fact that their investigation actually indicates that Sanjay Rao was the one who committed the crime, or I would say that they have not found any clues that leads to saying that this was a gang rape. However, the agency is taking its own time, and they have sought expertise of AIMS hospital, and their medical expert will be examining the forensic and autopsy and the DNA report to establish or to come to a conclusion whether it was a gang rape or a rape which was committed by one person, which is Roy.
Sweety, you mentioned Dr. Sandeep Ghosh, the ex-principal of the Arjikar Medical College and Hospital. Can you tell us how far has the investigation gone with regards to him?
So, Niharika, Central Bureau of Investigation was initially given this case to probe the rape and murder allegations. By then, Kolkata police had already arrested one person, which was Sanjay Roy, and he's so far, even when CBI is investigating, so far he is the only one who has been arrested in the case. Now, during the investigation of this rape and murder case, this led to further allegations, several severe allegations against Sandeep Ghosh, who is the former principal of Arjikar Hospital. So Central Bureau of Investigation started interrogating him, and they found that there were serious allegations against him, which was related to financial irregularities. When he was in command of the hospital and when he was the administrator, it is alleged that, he had passed tenders to people he knew and, in exchange of commission. In fact, there were no proper norms maintained when he used to send the dead bodies to medical students. So everyone, the people who had opened cafes in the hospital and who had got several tenders for different jobs inside the premises of the hospital, they all were called by Central Bureau of Investigation. which is also now probing an allegation of financial irregularities or corruption against Ghosh. So there are several allegations against Ghosh, which is being probed by CBI, and now ED has also filed its own case, which will be probing money laundering case, allegations against Ghosh.
And Sweetie, there was also a Supreme Court hearing regarding the case. So, can you tell us what all was discussed during that hearing?
So, Niharika, Supreme Court blasted Kolkata police in its hearing. I would say that, top court criticized delay in registration of unnatural death case. Kolkata police's action was also described as extremely disturbing by one of the judges of the three-bench judge who were hearing the case. And during the hearing, CBI's status report had categorically pointed out that the crime scene was altered. During the case, Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud had also, pointed out the lapses by Kolkata police, and one of the judge, if I'm not wrong, Justice G.B. Pardiwala, had even said that the entire procedure which was followed by Kolkata police, he had not seen in his 30 years of career. And why it took them so long to, file a murder FIR, which was filed late at night. This incident took place in a hospital. So naturally, Sandeep Ghosh, who was then the principal of the hospital, was the guardian of the hospital. So it was expected from him to, instantly file an FIR or send a complaint to the local police station. We have found that FIR was based on the complaint filed by the victim's family and not by Sandeep Ghosh. So CGI rightly questioned that what was the role of the principal of the medical college and hospital where the incident took place. CGI also questioned the cordoning of the crime scene because, it was told that crime scene was cordoned off only after the postmortem was conducted. So if I may quote, it appears that the crime scene was only cordoned off after postmortem at that night. So CGI had questioned why there was such a delay in, whenever a murder take place or something of this sort happened, first thing that you do is you cordon off the area so that, there is least chances of tampering of evidence. There have been several press conferences after that, after this hearing by Kolkata police, where Kolkata police has tried to put its point forward and show that the area was cordoned off immediately. But however, during that hearing, we saw that how CGI and how other two judges were really upset and blasted Kolkata police for not following proper protocols.
And as far as the opposition, that is the BJP, is concerned, they have been organizing protests and rallies to show their support to the victim. So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
BJP has been regularly doing protest rallies and taking part in this. And we know that junior doctors have from day one said that they will not entertain any political flags or any political leaders in their protest because they want to keep their protest completely apolitical. So if we talk about BJP, we saw a massive march which was organized by BJP and all the leaders, despite we know that there have been many differences within the party. All the BJP leaders had come and joined the march, which was basically Swasthya Bhavan Gherao. Swasthya Bhavan is the health department official office. So BJP leaders had broken barricades and reached to the point of the Swasthya Bhavan, where they submitted the deputation. And in that process, they also had a scuffle with police, and police also, resorted to lathi charge to disperse the crowd. And we have seen that BJP from day one has been in support. Several times BJP leaders have went to meet the victim's family and have extended all kind of support. They have clearly said that, if anybody is being threatened or, send notices by Kolkata police or government, then BJP leaders are extending all kind of legal help to such people. So BJP is trying to definitely, get an edge over this incident.
And now coming to the state government, how has the Mamata Banerjee government been dealing with this entire case? And we also hear that very recently Mamata Banerjee gave a speech which became a major bone of contention between the government and the protesters. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
She has maintained her image to be like that, where she's, part of the common people. After this incident, her image has changed. So Mamata Banerjee from day one has been saying that we are standing by the family, we are in support of the protest. But recently, during the Trinamool Congress Foundation Day, Mamata Banerjee was trying to appeal to protesters to lift their cease of work and to join work. And in that process, she said that our government could have registered FIR because Supreme Court had said that state government was free to act as per their will. So government was free to file FIR, but they are not doing so because that would create problem for the protesters and they will not get their passport, they will not get their visa. And when she made the statement, side by side there was a junior doctors rally from Shambazar to Dharmatalites. It was a massive rally. It was a very successful rally from the junior doctors' part. And after Mamata Banerjee's statement went viral, so they started raising direct slogans against Chief Minister, demanding her resignation. And there was a stern demand from the junior doctors' part to, started demanding resignation of Commissioner of Police Vinit Goyal also. And we were talking to some of the junior doctors who were part of the protest, and they said that it was a passive kind of threat from the chief minister. However, on the very next day, Mamata Banerjee later realized that her statement was taken, perceived in a wrong way, and she understood, and to do a damage control, she also, tweeted that she didn't mean that, and that some particular media houses and some newspapers were trying to, distort her statement. But, the damage was already done, and junior doctors were saying that she was trying to give us a passive threat.
And Sweetie, as far as the junior doctors are concerned, are they agreeing to returning back to their work and to the hospitals, or are they going to continue protesting?
Junior doctors are continuing their cease of work, and so that patients are not affected. Now that we are talking, they have also started a teleconsultation where you can call and do your consultation with the doctors. Already, they have received 500 such patients who have consulted these junior doctors over the phone. Junior doctors have clearly said that they have some set of demands which they want the state government to, accept unconditionally, and only then they will be joining the work. While state government has been saying that since the junior doctors are at cease of work, it has massively affected the patient services, and several people have, taken discharge from the hospital at their own risk. But junior doctors have denied such allegations and said that senior doctors have constantly been giving services to patients in government hospital, and they have been saying that there have been no major effect on the patient services. However, there is massive rush in government hospital when it comes to patients. So saying that junior doctors' cease of work will have no impact on patient services will be an immature statement. Now, junior doctors are saying that they want Commissioner of Police Vinit Goyal to resign. They want the state government to, ensure that every medical college and hospital are safe, and they are, declared a safe zone for all the working professionals, all the medical staff. And there are certain few more demands, like they want medical campus free of any politics. They will only go back to joining the service, and they will end their cease of work once the government accept all their demands unconditionally.
And next we talk about a tragic incident from Uttar Pradesh. On the morning of 27th August, two Dalit teenage girls were found dead in Uttar Pradesh's Farrukhabad.
The entire village saw that the body of these two girls were, one of them were minor, one was around 18 years of age. So it was found hanging. Both of them were hanging from the same branch and the same dupatta.
That's Indian Express's Maulshree Seth. The two girls were inseparable according to their families. However, both of them were out of the schooling system. To understand what the incident is all about and what has the police investigation revealed, we have Indian Express's Maulshree Seth joining us. Maulshree, can you tell us what happened in UP's Farrukhabad a couple of days back?
Actually, what happened on the intervening night of 26th August and 27th August, it was a Janmashtami. And in one of the villages of Farrukhabad, Janmashtami celebration were going on. And on that very night, two girls of the neighborhood went missing. And for the entire night, the family members of both the girls were searching for the girls. And in the morning, they found that both these girls' bodies were hanging from a tree in the neighboring field. Since then, they have been trying to find out, while the police has said that they saw it as a case of suicide.
And has the police began its investigation? Have any FIRs been lodged or any arrests been made?
Yes, while the investigation is still going on, the case has not yet been closed. But what had happened initially, while the FIR was not lodged by the family who said that initially that then they were busy in the cremation and everything, and police said that the bodies were sent for the post-mortem. In the post-mortem report, no injuries were found, and the death was found to be antemortem because of the hanging. So, with that post-mortem report, the police prima facie concluded that it's a case of a suicide. But what happened after 2 days, the fathers of both these girls lodged an FIR against two individuals of the same village. That was on the basis of the call record of these girls, because police had shown the call records that two boys from the neighborhood area, one from the same village, where one from another village, but it's nearby only. So they were in touch with both these boys. They were talking with them over phone. And on that particular night, also, these girls had actually spoken to them and met those boys as per the phone call records. So after these phone call records were shown to both the fathers, so these fathers had lodged the complaint against both these boys. And after that FIR, the very day the police had arrested both these boys, and it was found that one of them used to run a tailoring shop just outside the village, while another used to work in that tailoring shop. So basically, both were tailors and they used to sew and stitch women's clothes for the different girls of the village. And apparently, probably they had taken mobile numbers and they got in touch with these girls and they were in touch with them. So FIR was lodged against these two boys, named FIRs. And even though the FIR was for incitement of suicide, and both of them have been arrested and they are in the custody right now.
And Maulshree, you mentioned the fathers of both the girls. So, what all do we know about the girls and their families?
See, both of them come from a Gautam, which is a SC community, scheduled caste community. And basically, that village also has a dominant SC population. None of these girls' families are very well off. While in one of the households, the younger girl, she doesn't have a mother. Mother had probably left the family when she was just 1 year old. The father had sent the young girl to live with her bua, because the younger one has a brother also. So the brothers sisters actually had spent most of their time with the bua, the aunt. And it was just about a year back that this girl had come back to the village to ensure that, because her father was having a difficulty, he works as a laborer also. So just to cook food for her father, because this girl had stopped studying, she was not studying, she was staying back home. Only because I spoke to the family members also, they said that because father was having difficulty in cooking the food and this girl was a grown up, so that's why this girl was called back to the village and she was staying there. Whereas the other girl, the elder one, was also, she lives in just right next door, and her father is a farmer, while she has a bigger family as compared to this one. But none of these family are very well off, and both of them yes belong to the scheduled caste community.
And Maulshree, as far as the families of the girls are concerned, are they agreeing to the fact that this might be a case of suicide, or do they have a different opinion?
While the case has been lodged on behalf of the father, saying that against these two boys for incitement of the suicide, but whenever anybody speaks to these two fathers, they are saying, or the family members, I spoke to the mother of one of these girls as well, bua, aunts, everybody is denying that, they are not ready to accept that it's a suicide. They also have a doubt on the post-mortem report, and they are constantly repeating it, that they are not ready to accept that it's a case of suicide. The reason that they're citing, they have cited 2-3 reasons, and one of them is that they found that these two girls were hanging from the same dupatta, and incidentally the girl, one with a heavier weight, was hanging a bit above the ground as compared to the one with who was lighter in weight. So if both the girls had actually jumped from the branch of the tree at the same time, what the theory that the fathers were giving, that the heavier one should have been a bit at the lower side of the branch, so lower on the nearer the ground rather than the lighter one. That was one. And another thing that they were citing, that if they had actually hanged themselves, so their tongue and all those things, there should have been symptoms of actually hanging. And they have also been alleging that these girls were happy and they weren't forced to stay back home, they weren't beaten, there was no fight at home. They were not scolded for talking with anybody. So there was no motive from the family side to actually they going and committing suicide. So, and they had actually gone to attend this particular function of the Christian Janmashtami. And while they had gone, they were very happy going there. So all of a sudden, what changed? So these are some of the questions which the family members, including the fathers, are repeating again and again.
And you mentioned that none of the teenage girls were going to school. So can you talk a little bit about the culture of the village from where they belonged?
See, what has happened when I went to this particular, it's basically a hamlet of the village. And as I said, that it's SC dominated, mainly Gautams are there. So there's a trend usually of girls either not studying or studying only till class 5. And whatever education, even that they have taken till class 5, it's like they hardly can read or write. So the education trend for the girls was not that much there in that particular village. I spoke to some of the girls who were like very rare case, and one of the girls that I met had actually taken a degree. She had completed her MSc and was pursuing for competitive examination. But even she said that I asked her and other girls also that why isn't there so much of an interest in sending girls to school? So the parents, the girls, and everybody, they were of the opinion that after studying also it doesn't yield much because girls can't go out to work, and that is why they usually stay back home, help in the household work. So the only entertainment that most of these girls, like because these two girls had also made friends with each other, so the only mobile that they get. And ironically, none of these two girls had their own mobiles. While what police has found that they were given the mobile phone by one of these boys. They were given the SIM card by one of these boys, and the mobile was of their uncle. What they used to do, they used to put the SIM card in that mobile and use it for some time and then take it back. So that was the only thing that they had, and these kind of functions. So rest of the time, like these two girls were also learning how to stitch and sew. So most of the time they were busy in the household work, cooking, and they were hardly going for studies or higher studies at all.
And Maulshree, how has the case impacted the people in the village?
What has happened after this incident now is that even if there were some families who were thinking about sending their girls or to higher school, which were a bit far away, or girls were thinking about moving out of the house, so it has kind of created a scare for the parents, and they were thinking now we'll think twice before sending our girls out because such an incident has happened in the neighborhood and it can happen to any girl of the village as well. So that fear has come in the minds of the girls as well as especially the parents who, even if they were considering it earlier to send these girls out, have actually gone back on their thoughts. So that kind of a change has happened after this incident.
And in the end, we talk about the Paralympics. Followed by the Olympics, Paris is now hosting the Paralympics. The 17th edition of the Games began on 28th August and will go on till 8th September. 84 para-athletes are representing India at the Paralympics this year. Across the 17 editions of the Summer Paralympic Games, India has won a total of 36 medals. And if we talk about this year, within the first 4 days, Indian para-athletes have secured 5 medals for the country. On 30th August, Avani Lakhera became the first Indian to win 2 gold medals in the game's history as she emerged champion in women's 10-meter air rifle standing. It was the same event in which Lakhera had won at the Tokyo Games as well. But she wasn't the only Indian to stand on the podium in the event. In her debut at the Games, Mona Agarwal bagged a bronze medal in the same event. Preeti Pal had finished a third and bagged a bronze in the women's 100-meter T35 event. The fourth medal, which was a silver, was won by Manish Narwal in the men's 10-meter air pistol event. On 31st August, Rubina Francis won India's 5th medal with 10-meter pistol, which was a bronze one. India is competing across 12 disciplines at the Paralympics 2024 being held in Paris, which is 3 more than the Tokyo 2020. You were listening to 3 Things by the Indian Express. Today's show was edited and mixed by Suresh Pawar and produced by me, Niharika Nanda. If you like the show, then do subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also recommend the show to someone you think will like it. Share it with a friend or someone in your family. It's the best way for people to get to know about us. You can also tweet us at Express Audio and write to us at podcasts@indianexpress.com.